Hello, today we will be going over the five processes of Pettis Constructions LLC's logistical plan. My name is Mauro Tijerina. This is California Intercontinental University. This is Management 630 Business Logistics Theory and Practice. The professor is Dr. Allen, and today is September 27, 2020. Let us begin. The agenda for today, we'll be providing a logistics overview. We'll also be talking a little bit about Pettis Constructions LLC profile. We'll be going over its logistics and information technology, its logistics performance measurement, its procurement process, its demand management and customer service, its warehousing and packaging. Lastly, we'll be going over providing a minor overview of the key takeaways of this presentation. And at the very end, we'll also be opening up for a couple of questions. So, a logistics overview. Logistics in businesses today plays a critical role. It is the process of assessing the manner of how resources are acquired, stored, and shipped to customers. Logistics enables businesses to identify possible distribution and supplying partners and assesses and determines their reliability and accessibility. Today, many logistic managers are also known as logisticians. Logistics was originally coined in the military, and it referred to how personnel in the military obtained, stored, and shipped equipment and supplies. However, today, the term logistics has been widely adopted by the business sector. Pettis Construction LLC profile. So Pettis Construction is a small privately owned construction company in Weslaco, Texas. It executes all types of building and infrastructure work for the Rio Grande Valley and northern parts of Tamaulipas, which is a state in Mexico. Most of our work involves construction work and the building and rebuilding of all types of homes and businesses. This year will be our 11th year in operation, and it has been one of the toughest. Nonetheless, we've been able to get by. Also, some of the things that we've worked on, like this year, we worked on the Chase Bank located in McAllen, Texas. We actually went and remodeled their whole third floor. We also worked on building a public library, the new public library in Mercedes, Texas. So we build both brand new buildings, and we also go and work on the construction and reconstruction of homes, businesses, you name it, we work on it. PCLC's Logistics and Information Technology. PCLC's communication system. So we rely heavily on the global positioning system. Why? Because it has revolutionized the business industry. It has improved the communication in various forms, and it has decreased wait times, thus enabling companies and our company to reduce vehicle travel times. Now, for us to be able to both reduce vehicle time, improve communication, obviously we rely heavily on the global positioning system. And luckily, we were able to purchase a GPS system that works perfectly both in Mexico and in the US. For example, this year, due to the pandemic, the bridge that we heavily employed, the Dana International Bridge, was closed. Our work demanded that we continue that going over to Mexico and bringing our supplies from Mexico. However, because the bridge was closed, we were forced to look for alternative routes. Um, Wherefore we got in contact with our representatives in Mexico. They suggested we use the Progreso International Bridge, which is 30 minutes east of the Dana International Bridge. We didn't like it at the beginning because the Progreso International Bridge was a lot a lot smaller, which meant that crossing back would take double the time, increasing the time that we got our supplies, meaning we were going to get a lot of supplies late. Um, Nonetheless, left with no other option, we decided to use the Progresso International Bridge. As bad as it might sound, the COVID-19 changed our company for good, freeing and increasing fuel costs because of the new route that we now had to take on the Progresso Bridge, and the pressures to meet deadlines on materials for our construction sites got us working to find ways to minimize distance and from to and from our distributors. Fortunately, again, like I mentioned earlier, because of the excellent GPS system that we purchased, um, we're able to achieve all these uh, uh, factors. That being decreasing times, that being alternative routes, um, and that's how we benefited. According to Murphy and Nair, a study reported that the GPS implementation decreased labor times, thus allowing companies to reduce their vehicle travel times, which is it is exactly what happened to our company. Unbelievably, our deadlines were being met, the materials for our construction sites arrived on time, and more importantly, our customers were happy. So it paid purchasing a GPS system that worked both in Mexico and the US. Yes, the price was really high, but at the end of the day, it paid off. The next is logistics performance measurements. There are a repertoire of performance measures, including shipping time, order accuracy, delivery time, transportation costs, warehousing cost, number of shipments, inventory accuracy, inventory turnover, inventory to sales ratio, and you name it. However, at Perez Construction, we pay special attention to certain performance measure. Amongst these, the order accuracy. Pettis Construction's team is responsible for order accuracy. Why? Because it fosters customer satisfaction. Considering the fact that we are a small privately owned company, we want to make sure that the customers that we supply, that we service, are satisfied because we depend on their word of mouth to spread our business, and most often they are repeat customers. So we want to make sure that if we go there and the first time we service them and they are satisfied. Now, as stated by various experts, order accuracy is a vital component of logistics, which refers to all processed, shipped, and delivered orders without any problems. A customer happy means that we have repeat customers, and more importantly, that they are able to refer us to other customers, which helps us expand our market reach. The next performance measure that is heavily focused on at Perez Construction is the delivery time. Delivery time is measured from the time an order is placed to the time it is delivered to the customer. At Perez Construction, we have an idea of the time it takes to get materials from our warehouses to most of our construction sites. Nonetheless, our goal is always to minimize the average delivery time whenever possible, and more importantly, to be precise. I recall at the beginning when we first started, what was it like first 2 years of our company, we would meet delivery times. However, most often the shipments were not precise, so that made our projects last longer, which meant that we were not earning because we were not being profitable, and most importantly, our customers were not too happy about the fact that we were prolonging the project times. The next performance measure that we focus on at Pettis Construction is transportation costs. Pettis Construction is aware that transportation costs are the calculation of all the expenses involved in the processing an order from start to finish. Therefore, we monitor all costs from when the orders are placed to when they are delivered. For example, specific groups include ordering, processing, administrative, inventory carrying, warehousing, and actual transportation cost. After we average and calculate all these groups, we evaluate the average percentage each group of the process represents and verify if it is too much or in the norms of our company. Pettis Construction as well calculates the transportation costs, compared it to a product, and confirmed the price for specific materials in comparison to how much revenue we can obtain from it. Next is Pettis Construction's procurement process. So the Pettis Construction goals and objectives. We at Pettis Construction we have continuously worked on our purchasing strategy. This work has enabled us to develop strategies that support our organization even more. Mr. Perez Jr., who's my stepbrother, he's responsible for monitoring the markets and trends for our company's supplies and services, such as materials, price increases, shortages, supply changes. By doing so, he can analyze the changes along with how they affect our company. He's able to locate the critical materials and services vital to supporting our company's strategies, and he's able to develop supply options and contingency plans that support our company's business plans. Next is the our company's management of purchasing process and report amongst functional groups. So at our company, we focus on the suppliers on effectively looking at our suppliers evaluation and selection. For example, our at our company, suppliers evaluation and selection are based on concrete ethics, norms and standards. Our purchases follow a rigorous procurement process, and all contractual agreements are done with the consideration of procurement. Additionally, to foment rapport amongst functional groups, my sister, Ms. Perez, is charged with the continued cooperation with internal customers to achieve a greater comprehension of requirements and integration. Moreover, in line with experts, more cooperation and coordination that has traditionally existed between procurement in areas such as logistics, manufacturing, and marketing foster strong rapport with other functional entities. Next is Pettis Construction approach to global and sustainable procurement. And that includes us having to outsource our labor to Mexico. According to Frank 2009, global sourcing refers to a procurement strategy where specific business quests to obtain a cost efficient location for the manufacturing of its product, regardless of location being in another country. Us, we had to outsource to Mexico because it was the labor rate was a lot cheaper than that of the US. While we had to pay $16 an hour on average to someone building our statues or building cabinets here in the US, we had to pay, and this this is this is the average. We had to pay $70 a week, a week, which was roughly about 40 hours that they were working. They were getting paid $70, and they were producing at times three times the labor that we were producing here in the U.S. Furthermore, it is vital to understand that procurement is also an essential component of sustainability in the realm of business because the policies and practices of companies must be extended beyond the required boundaries to incorporate all the supply chain. In line with Mihan and Bird 2011, adequate sustainability guidelines foster effective and efficient procurement. Therefore, to kind of be in line with sustainable procurement, um, Perez Construction drafted and issued sustainability goals such as increasing our employees' wages and promoting more females to management jobs. Today, I can happily say that we have 60% of our managers are females. So we've advanced, and it has been long, but we have advanced to today to actually be happy to say and proud to say that 60% of our managers are females, and our wages are above the minimum wage with an average of $14 an hour. Next is Pettis Construction Demand Management and Customer Service. So demand management refers to the creation across the supply chain and its markets of a coordinated flow of demand. The forecasting models include judgmental, time series, and cause and effect. The judgmental forecasting can be employed when there is no historical data available. It is based on the company's team's intuition and experiences. The time series is based on historical data. For example, what occurred last year's Halloween, forecasting this year's Halloween. And the cause and effect can be employed um, or employs the assumption that one or more factors are related to demand, and the relationship between cause and effect can be used to estimate future demand. So, Bettis Construction, we rely on the cause and effect forecasting model, as demand volatility renders demand forecasting a difficult task. And at again at Bettis Construction, we rely on the cause and effect forecasting model. In doing so, we have associated the government refund season, which is approximately starts in February, with an increase in house project demands. So we've found that whenever people get their refund, we have an increased demand of projects remodeling, such as remodeling the roof, remodeling or adding extra rooms to houses, or adding foundations to the garage, or painting the garage, or minor projects. But we have a an increased demand of projects during this season. And while at times our field can be volatile, we try to be prepared for it. So at Pettis Construction Demand Management and Customer Service, we also are aware that customer service plays a critical role in positive organizational performance. Therefore, we do not make it exclusive to the customer service department. We want to decentralize and empower everybody know for them to know the importance customer service plays in the growth of our company and the profits in our company. According to Spectre 2013, decentralization and empowerment are critical elements in a company's long-term success, as these foster creativity, and creativity is the fuel for innovation. Now, we have to also be aware that, like on the long run, conventional approaches hinder trust and creativity, which as a result places an employee in the worst possible position to look out for the company's best interests. So, with that said, even though we our job is to make money, to make profits, generate profits, we understand, and our employees know and understand that it shouldn't be the only factor that triggers our should trigger us trying to satisfy customer service, the profits. It shouldn't be only profits. Instead, and more importantly, it is about empowering the person next to us, reflecting on our service. And when our customers are well serviced, they return and recommend us, which allows us to expand our market reach. And nothing gets better than or is better than the customer's word of mouth. Now, customer service, um, it's vital. It entails the analysis and evaluation of many elements. Unfortunately, while analyzing the various elements such as revenue and growth, many companies lose track of customer service and forget to analyze their performance based on customer satisfaction. And the last component of PLCs is the warehouse and packaging. This is the last process. So in the business industry, warehousing plays a vital role. It is the that part of a firm's logistics system that stores products at and between points of origin and point of consumption. There are four types of warehousing. These include public, private, contracts, multi-client warehousing, and depending on any company's needs, they must select the right combination of warehousing, either owning or renting a warehousing space. Furthermore, because every company has different goals and objectives, there is no one ideal um, type of warehousing uh, combination. It comes down to, again, the company's business strategy, goals, and objectives. For example, the public warehousing. This offers both short-term and long-term storage to businesses on a month-to-month basis. Additionally, the fees are a combination of storage fees for inbound and for outbound. Moreover, depending on the warehousing company, they can charge per pallet or for the business square footage. So it all depends what is the goal, the business strategy, goals, and objectives. The next one is the private warehousing. Uh, Unlike the public, the private warehousing incurs higher fixed costs in public. Experts recommend this type of warehousing to be employed only by businesses that deal with large volumes of inventory. We used to have a private warehouse at PLC. However, because of 2007, 2008 economic recession, the two privately owned warehouses that we had to be sold, um, because we were no longer uh, meeting the volume and having enough money to pay for these warehouses. The next one is the contract warehousing. The contract warehousing, that's it's an agreement where the partner warehouse and the client agree to a long-term mutually beneficial agreement. This type of contract provides unique and specially tailored warehousing and logistics services exclusively to one client. Moreover, both the client and the warehouse share the risks. In line with many experts, organizations prefer this type of warehousing service as it offers many benefits as opposed to other warehousing options. For example, at Pettis Construction, we contemplated engaging in contract warehousing for our lighting fixtures. Many of our lighting chandeliers imported from China were being damaged in our public warehousing and reached a point where we could no longer bear the cost of these damages. Um, for example, when a chandelier would get damaged, it took a long time to get that chandelier replaced because we had to order from China, and it took some time for it to arrive. Additionally, this time of warehousing required long-term commitment, so we opted out. We had taken a hit by the recession and that time, and these type of additional expenses were not an option for us. The next is the multi-client warehousing. In line with Murphy and Nair 2015, multi-client warehousing mixes attributes of contract and public warehousing. It has become popular in the first part of the 21st century. For example, where contract warehousing is generally dedicated to just one customer, and public warehousing may used by many number of customers. A limited number of customers utilize multi-client facility. Now, some of the characteristics of these include convenience of the materials handling includes convenience, which refers to when an item is well packaged, it should not be too heavy, or its design and size should not inconvenience the customer. It should include security. A well packaged item assures the absolute security for the protection of the product. Adaptability. A well packaged item does not complicate refrigeration or shelf storage. I'm sorry. Dependability. A well packaged item fosters confidence in the consumer's head that the item content is of standard quality. Status. A well packaged item fosters prestige and markets itself. And aesthetic. A well packaged item fosters aesthetic sense. Thus, this sense fosters a lot toward the status of the consumer. For instance, a shelf package should foster immediate attention. Even more, the package should be clean and sanitized with a protective seal. So, takeaways of this presentation: we provided a small yet concise logistics overview of logistics. We provided a small, but again, yes, yet concise profile of Perez Construction LLC. We spoke briefly about the logistics and information technology of Perez Construction, Perez Construction Logistics Performance Measurement, its procurement process, demand management and customer service, its warehouse and packaging. And all these processes have allowed us to, or paying special attention to these processes and the vital role that they play during or in the supply chain has enabled us to stay afloat and to even through the recession of the 2007 2008 and today's pandemic. So these processes play a vital role in a company's uh, organizational performance. Thank you so much for watching. If you happen to have any questions, I will be uploading this video to YouTube. Please feel free to post any questions on the box below, and I will be more than happy to answer them. You all have a restful afternoon. Thank you so much.